And good evening. Welcome to another Thursday Evening Live. Hopefully, everyone's enjoying it thus far.
Hello.
We got Smokey, Mariah. She's awesome co-host, y'all. Um,
Hello, hello.
and those watching replay, much appreciated, much love. Hopefully, y'all enjoying this content enough to watch it. I guess. And if you got questions for us, leave it in the comments. Or message me. You can find all my info on fishtime.link. And let me know if you got any questions, comments, and whatever. We can talk about it. Or if you want to be a guest, message me. We can definitely put that together if you come as a guest. So I'm going ahead and welcome everyone. We got Sunfish for fish. First one in. Welcome. We have Sam. You did an awesome job putting all the links in the chat. That's awesome.
Hi, Sam.
The Jeff Kane. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Outside and Aquatics. Outside. I like that channel name. Outside and Aquatics. It covers everything. That's awesome.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, Linda Worth. Welcome. Lake to Land Aquatics. Welcome. Hey, Kerbo. Good to see you. How you doing? Chris Catfish. Welcome, bro. We are going to get keys. Nice! Woo! That's exciting. For those that don't know, Craig is they're moving to a new house. So,
Oh, wow. Congratulations.
yeah, that is awesome. Vinoski, welcome. Hey, you welcome outside in aquatics so much. Hey, I love that you're here. We got DJ Guppyfish. Welcome. Hey, by the way, how you doing, Smokey? You have a good week?
I've had better weeks, but I am doing okay.
Nice. Yeah. So
I
you go ahead.
sorry, what was that?
I'll just say. So you're ready for the weekend, eh?
Yeah, most definitely ready for the weekend. I am off for tomorrow and the next day, thank goodness. So I don't have to really worry about going to work or stressing too much.
Right. That's good. Hey, uh, before we go any farther, I'm gonna have to show it to y'all. I made a goof up. Okay, I'm back. I was sitting here talking with y'all, hanging out. I was looking around. Also, I noticed my fish food
Uh-oh.
that was open, left open.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it smells good and everything. Only problem here in Texas, y'all, the ants love the indoors, and it's like a daily struggle just to get rid of them. Anyways, open food is a bad idea in Texas, y'all. I'm just
Yeah, we struggle with ants here in Georgia too, and
so
mosquitoes, unfortunately.
I'm kind of surprised that they didn't find it yet. But anyhow, it's in the top of my tank. Like that good. So here we go.
Do y'all have a big mosquito problem in Texas?
Not right now. It's too warm, but let it cool down a little bit. They're horrible. We have those
Yeah.
zebra ones, the white and
Mm,
black, the small, but those guys can go right through your clothes and bite
yeah.
you. They're
The
miserable.
mosquitoes in Georgia are insane.
So
And from about, I want to say late March all the way up until late October, they just are relentless.
oh wow,
Yeah.
yeah. Around here, it's usually yeah March to May, and then end of September to November kind of thing.
No, them things are relentless for like the whole spring and summer and part of the fall.
Wow. I guess I guess what it sounds, y'all need to have a hotter summer That way, the mosquitoes have to hide.
Well, that'll make it even worse because you got to think our humidity's really bad out
Oh,
here. We have
right,
really high
right.
humidity.
That's part. Hey, actually, it's more than it's probably what it is. It's more than just the heat. It's the humidity. See here,
Yep.
the humidity in the summertime is very low, so it's very dry. So that probably makes a difference.
Hmm.
Cool. So yeah, the tip of the day, y'all. When you're done feeding your fish, close your containers of food
Most definitely.
because you might be welcoming uninvited creatures into your house. So let's go back to the chat, y'all.
All
Lake to
right.
land aquatics. I'm not sure if it's hi. Say hi now. Welcome. Uh, what? Hey, DJ Guppyfish. What you eating?
I
Hi
was just
everyone.
about to
Yeah.
ask what you eating. That's what I want to
Come
know.
on.
That's what we want to know. What are you eating?
Yeah. This is Vibes and Smokey's channel. For those that don't know, we love food, so share with
Yes,
us.
we do.
Hey, Shark Fan, welcome. Uh, Jeff Kane. Hey, Shark Fan. Better Aquatics, welcome. Hey,
Hello.
Dee. Hey,
Hey,
by the way,
howdy,
Dee,
howdy.
y'all had a wonderful swim tonight, y'all. Dee and Roxy on Foxy Fishies, right before us. Yeehaw! Glad to love the fire ants. No, no,
Absolutely not.
they're not welcome here.
Fire ants, no. You know what? I really don't have that much of a problem with fire ants because those most of the time don't come into the house.
Right,
It's the
true.
black ants, the carpenter ants that come
Yeah,
up
those
into the
black
house.
ones are mean.
Yes. And you know what?
What?
Sometimes they can be so bad that you don't even have to have a speck of food laying around. They can just be attracted to a little bit of moisture, and you can have the most clean house and still have ants inside.
Yeah, because I found ants attacking my fresh washed clothes. Like, come on, really?
Right.
Like, I just washed them. They're clean. So,
I guess your laundry detergent must be pretty sweet.
maybe it's lavender.
All right. So, for those of y'all that don't know, Vibes, do you want to tell everybody what the topic is for tonight?
Yeah, let's do that.
All
Hey,
right.
Jeff Pelham, welcome. Okay. You heard it. Smokey's in charge. She's awesome, y'all. For those who don't know, topic
Well,
tonight:
thank you,
species
thank
only
you.
versus community. Yeah, that's a,
Woohoo!
that's
Yeehaw.
a discussion that's been going around for years. This is maybe something y'all don't want to talk about because you know I think you need to know about it. But this is for those that are coming into the hobby. That way, it's maybe it makes it easier for them. You know, maybe they'll have questions for us that we all learn from it.
Right, right.
I'm still learning.
I think we all, no matter how many years we've been into the hobby or what we've kept over the years, I think we all have a lot to learn still because there's so many new things being discovered within this hobby every single day that it's impossible to know as much as much as there is.
Yeah. Hey, before we go to the topic, y'all, there is a good question in the chat. Outside
All
of
right.
aquatics, is it possible to join Fish Fam? How does that work? I would love to know the best ways to support. Yes. Um, if you go up, look up on fishfam.link. Um, hey, and outside of aquatics, if you have any more questions after that, let me come back and ask us. Hey, we're open. Let us know. We're glad to help you out.
Most
Um,
definitely.
sign up on there. And if you want to message a Liquid Zoo, he also will help you out as well. He's one of the main moderators of the website. And also outside aquatics, just being here on our live stream, you're helping out and so much support to the beyond more than we can give you thanks. So just being here, you're supporting the Fish Fam. Fish Fam
Most
is a
definitely.
big organization, y'all. It's a fun family. Talking about fishfam.link, they are here. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes, correct. Skills are really bad up in Canada and Alaska too. Yes.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. All the trees up there. It's a
Yeah.
lot of woodland, a lot of wooded area.
There you go. DJ Fendan put it in the chat. If you want to be added to the Fishfam.link database, send an email to hello@fishfam.link. You can also become a Patreon. Yes. Shout out to those that are patrons of Fishfam.link. It's a way to give a little money donation to the website to make it better. So, yeah. Jeff Kane, chicken stuffing and corn tonight. Nice.
Ooh, yummy.
I'm getting hungry all over again.
I
I just
know,
ate
me
before the live
too.
stream. Hey, you're welcome, Dee. Hey, love you as always. Better aquatics. No, Jeff Kane, you make Vibe jealous.
I think we're both jealous of that.
Yeah, DJ Guppy Fish, tortellini with thick tomato garlic sauce. Wow.
Ooh, thick.
Everybody's getting hungry now. They didn't
Yeah.
realize that coming to Vibes Aquatic live stream to get hungry.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Yeah.
You know what? I think we should start a second YouTube channel and it just be talking. We should just discuss food.
Yeah. Right. Uh, maybe once we, I don't know, have more time, I guess. But now there's a lot of events going on.
We should call
So
it Fishy Foodies.
I like it. I like it.
Nobody take that. Everybody in the chat,
Right.
that's trademarked, copyrighted. That belongs to Vibes and Smokey.
Right.
Fishy Foodies. It's ours. Sorry.
Some fish for fish. Yes. Fishone.link is a neat website. It is. It's amazing. Hey, since we're talking about it right now, I'm gonna go ahead and shout them out. Normally, I do
Oh,
this on Saturday night live stream, but since y'all have any questions, let's do it. I don't mind doing the shout out for them.
woohoo!
This is a table display. Those that don't know, you can pick it up on Fishone.link. You can see the logo right there on the front. There's a QR code, my name, my channel name. Basically, you can also add events, conventions, um, set it up. Yeah, Sam put it in the chat. If you're on table display, very reasonable price. It covers their time and effort. Also, you're helping out the website out, y'all. It's very beautiful, and very elegant, and also the double sided. Make sure you get double sided badge, Fishfam.link badge. It's her. Y'all recognize this background? This is the old picture. This is one of my first tanks. My name on the top, my channel name, QR code. That way, if you're at an event, you're wearing it, people can scan it and put all your info. Like for mine, it'd be Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, email. And also, while they're checking it out, you can tell them all about the website, how they can support. So, yeah. Thank you, Fishon.link. You rock. Keep it up. Hey, it's all good, DD. It's all good. Quiet Moose, welcome.
Hey, hey.
DD. Oh, I'm not even sure. Sorry, DD. I already forgot. DD, you're good. You're good. Yes. That's a cool table display. It is. For those that don't know, that picture, you're talking about him. I wasn't. I thought I was done. That picture, that is a picture of a real fish. Let's do this. This is not what I usually do. Of course, the other guy photobombed it. Look at that. The guy in the background, the big guy. That's the same guy that's on the table display.
That's
This
awesome.
is not. This is a real picture of a fish. This is my favorite fish of all my fish that I have. So yeah. Anyways, enough of that. Y'all gonna get bored of me talking about it.
So really quick, you guys, I just wanted to let y'all know I am on not on camera tonight. Just I'm not really feeling too great, and I don't really look too great to match it. So instead of looking at me, y'all get to look at my beautiful fish tonight.
I know, y'all. It's not a good trade. I know. I know. Hey, guys, stop it. Hey. This is the Fine Feeling channel. Maybe next week. Yeah, Fishron.link. Show you're having a good time by hitting that like button.
Yes, most
Thanks,
definitely.
Fishron.link. Marigolds or other plants can repel mosquitoes. Yeah. Yeah, yes and no. It's hard to repel mosquitoes here in Texas. Those that
I've
don't know.
tried everything under the sun. Don't no plants repel them here in Georgia. There's some things that kind of help, but
Right.
there's nothing that really truly keeps them away.
Like, yeah, what Moose put in. Yeah. So citronella. Yeah, it helps.
Also, tidbit, you guys. I don't know if anyone does this, but if you do, you should stop. Don't have your yard area sprayed for mosquitoes. Mosquito and pest spraying kills pollinators as well.
Yes.
There's other ways to prevent them or keep them off of you or your loved ones. Please, please, please avoid spraying your outside lawns and areas for
Right.
that. It kills pollinators, which are very beneficial to the environment.
Right. Yes. Wait. How dare you, Vibes? You pick your favorite's right in front of the other fish. I know. And he knows. He knows that he's my favorite. He knows it. George RB3. Yes. DD, I plan on taking my table display to the Clash. Nice. See, that means DD that you're going to be at the Clash. That's awesome. Nice, DD. Gotta get back to water changing. We'll be looking. Awesome. Hey, Garcia Aquatics here! Garcia Aquatics. Yes. I use my outdoor tubs for mosquito control. Yes, that's great advice, DD. Same here. Even having mosquito fish or fish in your ponds outside will help with the mosquito control because you're stopping mosquitoes from reproducing. Okay, tell you about they're reproducing, but the fish are eating the eggs and the babies before they become mosquitoes. So yeah, they're in the lava. So yeah, it slows it down a lot. Yeah, I've noticed since I've been having outdoor ponds outside, the mosquito population isn't near as bad. Okay, back to the topic: species only versus community. So, what are the advantages of? And she's back! Woo!
Sorry about that, y'all. I got a phone call from my mama, and when mama calls, you gotta answer.
Yes. For those that don't know, if you're in the South, that's yeah. When mom calls, no matter what you're doing, you got to answer. That's
That's
all it's doing.
right. No matter what you're doing, your mama come first. You gotta answer that
Yep.
call from mama.
Andy Carlson, welcome. You're joining late. Hey, it's all good. You're up to your elbows literally trimming overgrown plants in your tank.
I love
Nice.
it.
Awesome. That's something I should be doing. But look at me. I'm on a live stream. Okay, let me do it. Nathan, welcome. Hello, my fishing friends. Anything happened to anyone? I could use a pick me up. Been in bed for the past 2 days. Starting to feel better, but not out of the woods yet. Migraines are the worst. Hey, Nathan, Hobie,
um,
prayers for you that you have a fast recovery.
yeah,
Take
most
it
definitely.
easy. Um, hey, don't feel like you have to be here, but you're more than welcome to lurk, watch. But yeah, take it easy, get better.
And Nathan, I got a little pick me up for you. This might make you feel happy. Friend of mine just yesterday found a poor little scared kitten, about 6 weeks old, scared and curled up next to a storm drain on the side of a busy road last night. Picked her up and brought her home. Unfortunately, he's in a situation where he's unable to take care of her. However, my next door neighbors are willing to foster her and take care of her for a little while until we're able to find her a permanent home.
Nice. Okay, back to the questions. Advantage of
All
species
right.
only. More fish in your school, more complex schooling behaviors. Yes, advantage of
Mm.
species only. Uh, you'll see more complex behaviors, schooling behaviors, because they don't have to compete with other species. Um,
Correct.
that is awesome. That's correct, Carl. Hey, since we're talking about species only right now, that's hey. If you got any wisdom or ideas, suggestions about species only, put it in the chat. I got a whole list of advantages and everything. But hey, this is a community effort. So
Right.
advantage of okay, Kuro. Since you're on the road tonight, advantage of a community, more complex ecosystem, interspecies interactions, and sometimes symbiotic relationships can occur. Yes,
Yeah, absolutely.
which
I was gonna say that was also a really big advantage. I hate to be the naysayer,
right,
but I like to also come along with the cons of it, because a lot of people in the hobby are beginners and they're just starting out.
right.
Um, Carl,
So
that is a huge advantage. However, the disadvantage of that at the same time could be that, that's a lot of information for a beginner to be able to intake, to be able to
right,
ensure the smooth running of that ecosystem and be able to make sure that each individual species is having their needs met.
right. Uh, there was a statement I found online. I thought that was interesting. It said that community tanks. There's I'm gonna read it to you. Community tanks will require more maintenance and monitoring, especially if you have multiple fish species inhabiting the same space. If you lack time to care for a community tank, a one species aquarium may be the better choice. Uh, for me, I have not found it out that community community tanks take longer than more maintenance than species only. Because I've got both, and they're the same in my book. Um, so that was interesting that pulled up. So, anyways, outside aquatics, species only if you're looking to get big numbers out of breeding a certain fish, but it also give my dwarf cichlid guppy pets as jellyfish. Yes, that's another thing. If you want to have a jellyfish, you can't have a species only tank. A jellyfish kind of sidetracks the aggression on the main fish in the tank, the main species. Like for instance, the tank behind me, the discus. I I added some rainbows to the tank, some Bosmania rainbows as a jellyfish, and it helped a lot on the aggression. Before, I mean, the big dogs or the boss of the tank was picking fights with everybody. Now there's enough of a variety going on. I don't see that happening anymore. So yeah, a deadlift is awesome, but you can't have it if you have species only. Yes, great is great advice. Stay out of the light. Turn the screen down, Nathan. Yes. Yeah, actually, turn the light on your screen all the way down. That way it's black.
Yeah, definitely.
You can still hear us, but yeah, that would help a lot.
Back to the species only
Yeah,
community. I would say for me personally, from what I've seen in most cases with species only tanks, it tends to be most people that keep species only tanks are much larger fish. So one of the downsides of that would be having to have the huge aquariums, Um, and I think it would be easier care and maintenance with a single species tank versus a community because a lot of times, of course, along with them being the bigger fish, the larger fish in a single species, a lot of times they are also not planted tanks.
right,
Um, so along with no plants, of course, comes less maintenance, less algae growth, of course,
right,
and just overall less maintenance in general. Now, of course, there are many exceptions. The smaller fish that are single species, guppies, platies, things of that nature that are planted. Um, but I would say that those would probably be a rare exception in the majority.
right. If you have a schooling fish that don't school, well, sometimes adding a different species that the schooling fish fair can help. Yes, Andy Carson, definitely.
Oh
Um,
yeah, definitely.
Now, for me, the reason I have both, but hey, since we're talking about it, my favorite tank right now is I know y'all probably say Vibes
The
Atrophantosis.
Funtosa.
Yeah,
Yep.
it would be, but there's one fault. It's not a species only tank.
Ooh.
There are clown loaches in there. There's six of them. Six
Dun
top.
dun dun. Well, okay.
Yeah,
Technically, cleanup crew doesn't technically count.
yes and no. I mean, but it's still not species only because yeah,
Yeah, I guess.
yeah. Now I have one that's of all my species only that I really enjoy is my Maltese. They're the show dwellers. They're the
Ah.
they're the smallest cichlids out there. African cichlid. They are cute.
Hmm.
They have a blue eye.
You
Some
have the
people
little
say
platinum ones.
yeah. Some people say they're kind of bland, but hey,
I
I love
love
watching
them. They're
them.
beautiful.
And I started out with eight of them. The guy who
Oh,
gave them to me.
especially if you have
Oh,
the right lighting on there, they shimmer just
oh
beautifully.
yeah. That tank, I got plants in there. Of course, I got algae too. And by the way, algae doesn't bother me. Um, yeah, it's. I enjoy watching them because the most of my other tanks are community tanks, so I don't get that. We call it. It's just different. Yeah, the pros of having a species only. You see that the way they react to each other. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's something else I was going to bring up about, your benefits of having your species onlys is that you have been able to develop a very specific knowledge set about their biology, behavior, and just their different mannerisms by being able to observe just that one species in their own community, which I think is really beneficial for the hobby, and for your own knowledge, because it makes it a lot easier to care for, um, and it makes it a lot easier to adapt the environment when you are moving to different species.
Right.
Although I will say that, some people would argue that after to a certain extent, they can get kind of monotonous and a little boring if you don't, have the right set of fish that would be able to interact in a way that would be interesting for you.
Right. Um, now I'm not gonna fault y'all guys if you want to say that your tanks are species only if they have a cleanup crew. I'm not gonna fault you for you saying that. But for me
Right.
personally, uh, I can't. Yeah, I can't say that. Like my Potosi tank, like my peacock tank. A peacock tank. Uh, I got a cleanup crew in there. Uh, Now, guys, hey, I just thought about it. I do have two tanks of Fantosas that I thought it's in there, but those are for quarantine purposes and for holding someone else. So they're technically not my fish. I'm just holding them. So they are species only. There is the what's it called? Bashardi. I got those as well. Species only.
Oh, I
Uh,
love those fairy
yeah.
cichlids.
Yep. They're awesome. So, like I was saying, you get to see a different side of your fish if the species only versus the community.
Absolutely, I agree.
Okay.
I would say, however, in my opinion, for a complete absolute beginner, I would recommend species only over community,
And why is that?
just because of the amount of information that it takes to start a fish tank in general,
Yeah.
especially for a beginner. You have to learn about cycling the tank, setting up the filtration, getting the lighting correct, getting your substrate, your decorations, everything correct, getting your water parameters right. Making sure that you acclimate the fish correctly. All of that is a lot of information for a new fish keeper that's never done it before. So being able to meet the needs of different individual species in a tank, depending on the type of species that are, wanted to go in there, I would say it would probably be more beneficial for a new beginner to start off with species only, like a small guppy tank or platies or mollies or something like that, and then gradually move into community from there, with fish that are of similar care needs.
Right.
Uh,
Actually,
and, then, and then you could kind of move to different water parameters and wider ranges because there are a lot of different species out there that can withstand wider ranges of environment.
right. Um, Coral works has a good point. Or like for example, Corridor's pygmies is a mid-water swimmer when they have similar size and bodied tetra schooling, but they will mostly hang out at the bottom if in a species only thing. Yes. So
That's
sometimes
right.
some fish you may never see at all if they're the only fish in the tank. So there are that is an advantage. But one of my first aquariums that I did have was a community tank because you know how it is at the beginning. You go to the fish store. I want that one, that one, that one, that one. Oh, that was cool. That one. Yeah.
Right.
So after a while, you have it mixed of everything. Now I had that for my first one, probably about I don't know 5 months. Then I said, I started digging into it a little more. Said, species only tank kind of got to me, so I kind of switched. But yeah,
I guess you could say my first ever fish setup was definitely species only, considering my first fish was a beta.
yeah. Hey, that's not a bad thing. It's a good thing.
No, not at all. His name was Vegeta.
Okay.
He was a crown tail. He was beautiful. Unfortunately, I lost him when I was moving from my old house to a new house. He did not make it during the moving process. So,
Oh, I'm sorry.
yeah. But long
Yes.
live Vegeta, will he forever swim in my heart?
Yeah. Aw. Yeah. Um. And this Curl works. Hey, for those that don't know, go check out Curl works. Give him some love. He has a lot of wisdom for us.
Most
Uh,
definitely.
they were schooled with other fish though. Yeah, the cool was. Yeah, actually, a lot of fish were schooled together in their community tank. Um, so you'll get to see a different side of a species if you have a community tank, which is kind of cool as well. And long term, I would say that species only, you might have better success of survival as a beginner because I
Oh
went
yeah.
through several fish in my first couple of weeks of having aquarium, which is sad.
Honestly,
So,
I think the majority of us kind of start off like that. I think we all go through that first few weeks or months stages of losing fish after another fish until you finally get it right.
right. Yeah, it
It
was kind of weird how it happened. Yeah, it was like the first couple of weeks. I mean, most of my fish. Okay, there was like 6 fish that maybe survived the whole time. I still have some of the original ones, but it was
was
like every single day I got home from work, another one dead. Like, now what am I doing wrong? You know, it. See
right.
what it was. Now I know what it was. Back then I didn't. The tank was not cycled.
Ah,
Yeah.
so they were stressing out.
Yep. Ammonia spike, all that. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
It's sad.
So yeah, the like follow what Cora was saying there with them following that around the Daniels and Endlers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy some of the fish that will school together. I've seen, barbs and tetras school together in tanks.
Right.
Um, which, as we all know, barbs, especially like tinfoil barbs, tiger barbs, just barbs in general, can be pretty nippy. They're fin nippers. They like to nip fins. So for them to be schooling around with tetras, especially some long fin tetra variety, was pretty shocking for me.
Right. Um. So, see, back in my first cichlid tank, it was peacocks and bonas, haps, fentosas. Um. I even had a green tear in there with them.
Oh wow.
And convicts and firemouth. So I had a community cichlid tank. It was weird. I mean, hey, they were happy. They were having babies like crazy. Um,
Right.
eh, and that is, hey, for those that don't know, that my logo in the chat. Sometimes you see it. That logo is of that tank. So those that wonder, um,
It's funny you said something about a community cichlid tank because that's actually what you guys are technically looking at right now. I've
yeah,
got
yep,
peacocks and haps in there, and I also have a green phantom pleco in there. So mixed
nice,
cichlids, and then of course the two Texas cichlids, which I don't know
right,
if you guys can see them. They're over there, kind of dancing in the corner. I turns out the two males are not two males. I have a male and a female, and so
right,
they've been dancing around doing their thing. The female actually laid eggs last week, about a clutch of about 200 eggs, and unfortunately she was protecting them so fiercely that the male couldn't get anywhere close to them to be able to fertilize them, so they just dissolved and fell off the rock.
aw,
But of course they're still doing their dance and being very elegant
right,
and
right.
hanging out with each other, so I'm pretty sure they are definitely paired up at this point.
Yeah, better aquatics. With so many genetics phenotype, you can let some same siblings traits to line breed and create pair lines. Yeah, love when you get genetics that pull to create other colors, etc. Yeah,
Oh
um,
yeah.
in it in a community tank, you're going to get a hybrid. That's just all there is to it. So if you want to stay with the good bloodline, yeah, I would encourage to go with the species only, and you gotta call as well. which most people don't like using that word. But hey, if you want to keep the bloodline strong, that's part of it. That's part of it.
Definitely.
Uh, I bet Vibes has a spot for peacocks. Yes. Uh, right now my peacock tank. It's still yeah, it's still a mixed tank. It's a tank where all the bad guys went.
Oh,
There, I
you have
said
a
it.
jail tank?
Yep, it's a 75-gallon tank
Dun,
setup.
dun,
There-
dun.
There's peacocks in there, from the full blood peacocks to OBs. Um,
Hey,
and
you
that
guys,
green
check it
tier.
out. Norman came out.
Ah, no, what? Hey, hold on. I'm gonna put you full screen. Awesome. Look at that, y'all.
Norman came out to see us, y'all.
That is awesome. Um,
There he is.
yeah. I had to put a male Fantosa in with the tank as well with the peacocks. He's the same size as
Nice.
my favorite Fantosa, and yeah, so it was a timeout. Put him in there. The green tier I put in there. Let me see what else I throw in that tank. Some Victorian African cichlid Victoria Haps I put in there. Some Mbunas I put in there. So it's all a timeout jail tank. And so far, right now, it's actually doing very well, which is surprising because they all have bad attitudes. I guess the Fantosa is big enough. He's kind of running the show. He's very docile, but he's big enough that he breaks up the fights of the other fish. So
Oh, yeah.
I
See,
still
this
haven't
guy done
decided.
developed that really nice shape on his head. That
Yeah.
bump on his head there. Yeah. There they go, doing their little dance. It's really cute because they'll get right up on each other and they'll just put their mouths up on each other like they're kissing. And they'll keep going and doing that in a circle. And it's adorable.
Hey, Nazi B, welcome. Yeah, peace
Oh,
buffers are
hey.
not very friendly. Um, so yeah, it's a good idea to have a species only for that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and bring myself back. I'm still here, y'all.
Yeah. There you go.
Uh,
All right.
so yeah. So sometimes you gotta have a species only if there a lot of aggression towards other fish. So yeah. Yeah. Even if you're calling fish, I'm not saying get rid of them or kill them, but put them like some of my friends. What they do, they'll call say for instance guppies. Guppies are easy. Call them, and the ones that are deformed or bad gene color or whatever, put them in another tank, and you have a community guppy tank. You know, live the life out in a nice tank. You know. Hey, Lando, welcome. Sorry, I was going through the chat. So I've been trying in the 40 beer to have a mix of two nano fish, but I'm losing fish more than I'm okay with. I don't know why, but I had to remove the CBDs. Emerald raspberries in the hopes they breed. Huh. Yeah, Nathan, hopefully you get figured out. It could be, I don't know what's causing it. Like I say, first thing I would recommend, as any other fish tuber says, check your perimeters. If your perimeters might be off enough, that is it's hurting the system. You're losing fish because that can do it. And some people will say, "Oh, I did a water change." Yes, but how often do you do water changes? If you do it, if you have a
Right,
schedule, like say every week, and some reason you skip it a week, that ammonia is still in the tank. Even though you do the same amount of water change 2 weeks later, that ammonia is still in there. So that ammonia eventually can build up and kill your fish, even though
right.
you just did a water change. So
And if you waited that long too, not only will it still be in the tank, but it can pretty much double in the levels. And if
right,
you do the same amount that you usually do, you'd really need to double that amount water change, maybe even triple it,
right.
depending on, how your water test comes back.
So basically, yeah. Hey, I know stuff happens in life. That's okay. But when you do start to get back to your tank, do a water change. Test the water again. Do it if it's still bad. Do another water change. Like
Yeah,
every
definitely.
day. Every yeah. Do once a day or even in the morning, evening, until you get
Right.
back
If you
to
need to do 15%, 20% water changes every single day until you get it right, do
yeah.
that.
Yep. Because you're like my quims, they're all on a schedule of water changes.
Hmm.
So they're on a schedule, and that's why the fish are thriving. But once
Hmm.
you get off the schedule, that's when things can go south very fast.
Right.
Hey, Mike
My guys are
B!
on a schedule as well. Usually it's every Saturday or Sunday, but these guys are pretty hardy. If I miss like a day or two, it's not a big deal. They're fine about it. I usually just catch it whenever I can. Like if it's a couple of days late, I'll
Mm-hmm.
catch it right then and there, and then I'll just extend it out by a couple of days so that way it's not too early for the next week. I modify it if I absolutely need to, if there's something that comes up that doesn't allow me to do it for whatever reason. But yeah, these guys are pretty good with their schedule once a week.
Right.
Yeah.
Outside.
Unfortunately, though, I think I ended up with a little case of some detritus worms.
Ooh.
Um, but they seem to have cleared up pretty quickly. I haven't spotted any more after doing the water change I did and the pretty deep clean that I did the other day. So yeah, I think they're good now, but I spotted a little bit of it on the glass and I was like, "Oh no." And I'm fairly certain it was detritus worms because of the way they reproduce. They don't reproduce as fast as planaria,
Right.
which of course would be really really bad. Um yeah, so I'm pretty certain that it was detritus worms and got that all taken care of. So but yeah, they really started to pop up after all of her eggs just started to dissolve and got into the water column. Because I've never had to deal with those before in this tank, so I'm fairly certain that that may have been what set it off. That including the fact that they're due for their water change usually in about a day or two. So yeah, but
Okay.
luckily we've gotten that taken care of.
Nice. Nice. That's great news. So how did so did you use any salt at all?
Yes, I did use salt. Like I said, I did a really, really deep clean. I scrubbed down the glass really well. I didn't use anything abrasive, of course, but I did a really deep clean, nice water change. Did the vacuuming of the all the crap and everything on the bottom. I even rinsed the rocks down really well. I didn't use tap water or anything. I just used some tank water and scrubbed them down really well. And then let them soak in a solution of treated water with salt before putting them back in the tank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Um.
And it seemed to have worked really well. Like I said, I haven't seen any other traces of them. I haven't seen them on the glass or on any any of the rocks or anything like that. So I'm pretty sure I got it taken care of.
Uh,
Thank goodness I caught it early too.
right. Uh, yeah. That's no. Hey, that's not the tip of the day, y'all. Observe your fish, your tanks, every single
Yes,
day. Because if you don't,
intently.
you can easily miss something. And
Hmm.
it miss it one. If it miss it one time, that could be a big change to your tank. It could be a death in the tank. You
A
know.
disaster. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And don't
So
just look at it from across the room. You got to get up on it and really look at them and inspect them and really take a look at each one. It's just like any other pet that you would have. You really want to just make
yep.
sure it's in good health and looks good and is moving good and behaves normally, you know.
Correct. Smokey is correct. If you want to start with a small monetary investment, small tank, and you put a few pretty fish in, and now when a cleanup crew, how big does the pleco get? How many goalies, etc. Yes,
Right, right.
but hey, I would encourage everyone, if you're starting out, do your research. A-
Definitely.
Ask your local fish store. If you can, join a local fish club if you can,
Hmm.
and ask them. And like you did, like, hey, watch a live stream. Ask questions in a live stream. Usually,
Yeah, definitely.
someone will answer it. I wish I would have known about YouTube live streams when I started in the hobby. I had no idea that there was. Uh, yeah, I was ignorant.
I mean, there's no such thing as a bad question. I mean, even I had a 7-year-old ask me before, do fish get thirsty? Which, I mean, it sounds like a silly question, of course, but it's really not. It's a legitimate question. It makes you wonder, like, oh, I wonder, do they actually? And of course, we know, no, they don't, because they don't actually drink water. But there's no such thing as a bad question when it comes to these things. There's so much to know, and so many misconceptions as well, that questions and discussions are the best way to go about it. Research, research, research.
Yes. I'm just going through this chat, yo. If you get any questions, hey, don't feel bad. Ask away. You know. Sound Aquatics, welcome. Got got two new fish today. Can you guess? Sorry, Silent. No, I can't. I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, hey, that'd be a good guess. Fantosa?
I'm gonna say Ambunas.
Nice. Okay, he got Jack Dempsey and Electric Blue Occur.
Oh,
Nice.
nice. I had a friend of mine that has some electric blue Jack Dempseys that are absolutely huge. I mean, they are almost the size of an Oscar. They're huge. Never seen them that big.
Right.
Now,
Um.
the regular Jack Dempseys can get pretty beefy, but I've never seen the electric blues that big.
Right. Um. I just thought about it. There is another con to the community tank. That the con is you gotta feed a variety of food because
Yes.
that way everyone gets the food, the the protein, the nutrients that their body needs.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, peacocks and bonas, fantosas, that's a community tank. You need to feed a variety of veggies, of high protein, or some kind of meat, shrimp,
Right.
spicy shrimp. I mean, yeah. So
Which, along with that, along with the variety of feeding necessities, comes the fact that with the differentiation of species, it's a higher cost rate as well. It's more costly to have a community tank, especially depending on the species that you have in your community tank.
mhm. For anyone that uses Hakura carnival food or just knows about it, I got some in. They are tiny wafers, pellets, but remember them being bigger. Am I correct or just crazy though? Um,
Um,
it could be they might have changed. Um,
so Hikari actually makes their pellet food in different sizes. I know,
yeah.
for instance, I actually use Hikari as well. Um, so mine, the one I am using right now, are, I don't know if you guys can see that, the mini pellets, and it tells you down there the size. So it's mine are 3.2 to 3.7 millimeters in diameter.
Okay.
Um, and this one is the carnivore food. It's very, very good for them. They love this stuff. I also drop in a few algae wafers here and there, of course, for my Pleco. And they love the algae wafers too. They really are not big veggie eaters, but they'll eat them, of course. Um, but yeah, they make those pellets in different varying sizes, so you can get like extra small, mini, medium size, then larger size, depending on the size fish you have. But I always usually generally go for the smaller sizes, even if the fish are huge. Just because even if you've got like a gigantic fish, their digestive tract and their throat is still very, very small. So
Yes.
the smaller the food, the better for their digestive system. And it also is a little bit better for your tank system in general. That way you can proportion your food a little bit better without mucking up the tank as much.
Hey, Lando, you got a question for me? Are you having only one guest up tonight? Um,
Yes, I'm the co-host, silly.
yeah, Mariah Smokey is my co-host, my favorite. I take that back. Thanks to all the co-hosts I've had in the past, I still have. I love each one of y'all. But tonight, yeah, this is Mariah's in my live stream. So, um, and if you do bring a guest up, it won't be just like instantly. It'll be I'll have to know it beforehand and schedule in advance. So it's like I don't do an open panel, y'all. Let's know. If I do, hey, I'll let you know. In the chat. Before we go live. But yeah, fresh genetics keeps the deformities minimalized or not at all. Yes,
Yeah, that's also a really huge advantage of species only tanks is that it allows you to have much more selective breeding versus a community tank.
and yo, if you got any extra money you want to donate, hey, I know of a man, a teacher, a great person, a fellow fish keeper, fellow fish tuber, Fishy Biz Aquatics. For those that don't know,
Yes,
Drew.
yes, yes,
Uh,
yes.
Way, Sam, he put links in the chat. Hey, you can Cash App him, PayPal. This is for the future generations. Uh, he teaches a lot of children
Most
about
definitely.
how to set aquariums. He's doing a great job. So, yes.
Definitely doing a great job helping out the kids and the youth, just educating them and teaching them more about the hobby and our sciences and all of that, and donating to the families around the holidays, helping out with food and things of that
Yes.
nature. So definitely go check him out, donate if you can, support and follow his page.
And if you want to, you can even message him, ask him what he needs, or for the classroom, for the children.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
hey, he'll let you know what he needs. Yeah, and all the holidays like Thanksgiving, he'll put up a donation thing, and all donations cover the turkeys for the children. They have turkey for the yeah, and then for the Christmas it'd be the ham. The hams for Christmas. So yeah, so stay tuned for that. We got Robert. What's going on? Welcome, brother. How you doing? Good to see you.
Hello.
Sorry. Yeah. Tonight's live stream is about species versus community. That means aquariums. Species. Hey, species only. That means basically that's what it is. It's a fish. Say for instance, Pentosa. A species only. All you have in the aquarium are Pentosas. That's it. Well,
Mm-hmm.
you have decor, you have substrate, all that, live plants, whatever. But species only, it means it's only one species. There ain't different cichlids in the tank. It's just one. A community.
Now,
Go ahead.
I was going to say we could technically argue that even though this would be technically considered a cichlid community tank, it could also still be considered a species only because even though it's different types of cichlids, it's still only cichlids.
Right, right, true with that. Um, yeah, there is a different they call it categories of species only versus in community. There's a different that was community too. Now,
Right.
definition of community tank setup. It's for instance, guppies, different varieties of tetras, mollies.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you got corridors at the bottom. You got plecos. You got shrimp in there. Um, you got some gouramis,
Mm-hmm.
bettas, loaches, all sorts. Sunfish, tiger barbs, what you name it. I mean, everything you think of in the tank. That's a community tank. I don't have to mess with ammonia, and my pH is low enough to make it not harmful. I'm starting to get back into the water change routine just in case. Also playing with the KH and GH as they fall apart. Yeah. Awesome, Nathan. Yeah.
Mm.
I have no GH, so we think that could be playing a role. Oh, KH is sky high with no GH, and the type of fish are losing my go guy thinks it has something to do with it. Yes, that's the easy possibility. Yes,
Mm.
there you go. DD answer for you, Nathan.
Yeah, that's a good tip, Dee Dee. Equilibrium is great for that.
Yes,
Definitely would say to do your regular water change, Nathan, and add that equilibrium in if you can.
I'm trying to get to the bottom of the chat, y'all. Hey, vibes is like it's equals behind today. Sorry, y'all. Same vibes. If I knew about y'all when I got back to the hobby, I wouldn't have lost every fish I got. I had tanked for many years, but always and been on so easier fish in my opinion. Yes, yeah,
Yeah, honestly, I feel like cichlids are one of the more hard. It's definitely one of the hardier um, fish species to keep. Still wouldn't recommend for beginners necessarily, depending on the cichlid, but definitely a hardier fish, much easier to keep.
right.
Way way more adaptable to crazy water parameters.
I never knew about the Sacco etc. Once I learned about it and everything that goes with it, I fell in love with it all again. Yes, that was something I
Absolutely.
had no idea about it as well. The cycle. Um, and for those that don't know, Vibes does occasionally go to his local fish store and just hang out and talk to fellow customers. I enjoy it. You can
Yep.
share, especially some people in there have never had a fish before, so here's a chance to encourage them. You know, and also, hey,
Yeah, definitely.
since Vibes is a hobbyist and not this is not his job, he can easily help someone else DIY. I mean, tell them
Right.
secrets to save in the hobby. I mean, there's things that beginners don't know. I didn't know a lot of things about DIY stuff that I wish I did because it was saved a lot of money. So
And it's super refreshing and rewarding to be able to educate somebody or just share your knowledge or something that you might know with them when they're starting out in the hobby and for them to actually be receptive to that information.
Right.
Um, it's a
Now,
little bit different, but I actually had an experience a couple of days ago when I was live streaming at the Georgia Aquarium, and I asked the gentleman that was running the exhibit what kind of geophagus was in that exhibit. And he looked at the fish and said, "Oh, yeah, that's a discus." I said, "Sir, no, I see the wild caught discus there. I'm asking what kind of geophagus is that?" So he spent a few minutes looking on his tablet and said, "Oh, yeah, geophagus earth eater." And I just kind of laughed it off and was like, okay, thanks, but no thanks.
yeah.
And there were two young girls standing right next to me that were very, very interested in these fish, and they looked like they were readily awaiting to hear the answer. And of course, I was live streaming at the time, so I was talking to my followers that were watching, explaining to them just some stuff about the fish and talking about them. And these young girls started asking questions, and it was a really awesome experience to be able to talk to them and just educate them more about the fish, and to see their excitement and to see their eyes light up was awesome.
Right.
And not only that, but they actually turned around a few minutes later and told their mom that they wanted some fish.
Nice. Now, don't get me wrong. There are fellow customers at fish stores that I talk to that don't want to talk about it at all. Until they,
Right.
yeah, it's kind of maybe they have a bad day. I don't know. I don't know why they're not. They don't want to share or whatever. And that's fine. They don't have to. But about 90% of fellow fish keepers in the fish stores love to talk. I mean, sometimes we talk hours.
Oh
So,
yeah. And if they're anything like me, I know they love to show off pictures and videos of their tanks as well.
exactly. And it's a way to share info. You tell them about your local fish club. Um,
Definitely.
Tell them about fish tubers, fishrun.link, live streams. I mean, the whole 9 yards. I mean, you could, yeah, it's a way to share. Hey, welcome,
Yeah,
Chris
it's just a
Arkansas.
really good way to share the community, and make them a part of the community. It's great. Or become a part of a new community.
Right. Hold on,
Hey,
y'all.
look at that. Norman came back out, came out onto the glass for us.
Awesome.
There
So,
he is.
yeah. How long have you had the Phantom?
I've had him since I want to say March, early March of this year. He was really small when I first got him. He was about maybe an inch and a half, 2 inches when I got him. He's about maybe 4.5, 5 inches now. So he's grown pretty good in the past couple of months that I've had him.
Nice. Hey, sorry, y'all. My camera kind of turned off. So,
Uh-oh.
yeah, it's all good. I unplugged it, reset it, and
Let me put on
I'm
my
back.
robotic boards. Here we go. We apologize. We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please bear with us for just a moment. Thank you for your patience.
I like it. I like it. It's awesome.
Yeah, don't get me started on the voices. I can go all day. I can do accents and everything.
That's cool. Okay.
One of
Hey,
these days, we're going to have to do a whole stream, and I'm going to do the entire thing in a British accent.
that'd be cool. Hey, Zen Ginger, what's up? Okay. Hey, well, on the bottom of the chat. Um.
All right.
So one last thing before we get out of here. What would you tell a beginner that's getting into the hobby about species versus community?
Me personally, I would say that both are viable options, both are good options. However, when weighing the two versus each other, I would say to start off, it would be better, in my opinion, to go with a small species only tank. Um, and when I say species only, I mean you could include like a small, like a little bit of cleanup crew, like a corridor or a couple of plecos here and there. And I wouldn't necessarily consider that a community tank,
Mm-hmm.
um, unless you've got fish, that are at all different levels of the tank and are of many different species. Now, if
Right.
you've got a small guppy tank and you've got a little pleco in there or a couple of cories, I think that would be more beneficial, um, as opposed to a community tank with many different species. Not only for cost effectiveness, but just for the ease of care with a single species tank.
Mm-hmm.
Versus, like I said, the information that you would need to intake to be able to care for many different species of fish starting off, and of course the different feeding necessities, and things of that nature. Just being able to meet the different needs of everything. I would say go with a species only versus community.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. I would second that. Yeah, and I did tank for beginner though. Would be get a species only, but add a cleanup crew. Add some. Hey, if you're doing like for instance platies or guppies, add some
Hmm.
corridors at the bottom. Add a pleco. Add some snails.
Right.
Maybe some shrimp. You know, add plants. I mean, that'd be the idea. So
I agree. And then I think after that point, once you've gotten used to that, I think then you could slowly start to introduce other species to the tank. That would be a great way to introduce yourself to a community setup. Because as we know, the bottom feeders, of course, are going to have different feeding needs than, like your mid dwelling tetras or barbs or what have you. Of course, they're going to eat the uneaten food that whatever they didn't eat, but they're going to have their own specialized needs as well.
right,
So that I think is a great introductory way to get started with a community tank or any tank in general.
right,
Now, if you want to
yes,
go super, super low maintenance, super beginner, and species only, go for the default, get yourself a beta, start from there.
yeah. A beta or a better, how you want to say it, is a great
Correct.
beginner.
Right. I agree.
Hey,
Just don't
June,
just
welcome.
don't try to put a male and a female together because that's not how it works, y'all.
No, not for a beginner. No, I would not. I would not encourage that.
No,
But
not at
hey,
all.
if you do want to do it, y'all, if you're a beginner and you want to do it, do a lot of research. I mean, a lot.
Yes. Key
Because
word is research.
hey, you can do it. It's for breeding purposes only. You can do it. But yeah, research. Hey, Jen. Yeah, love the species only tanks. Amen. All right. Hey, thanks everyone for being here. Love your participation. Before we get out of here, Smokey, what do you want to say to the fish fan?
All right, you guys already know my last words as always. Treat others how you want to be treated, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And let's keep keeping these fish, y'all.
Awesome. Yeah, those watching replay, much love. If you can make it this far, you guys rock. Uh, hey, leave in the comments if you want more content like this. Um, and don't forget to love your family, give them hugs, tell them you love them. Until next time, don't forget to do your water changes. Bye.